Welcome everybody, I'm Scottie.
And I'm Mikey.
And together we are SNM Sportz. Alright.
Alright, so let's crack these open, my friend.
You read my mind.
1, 2, 3. Ooh, look at that. Ooh.
Cheers before...
Yeah, I know. Before.
That is smooth.
Oh,
it's
man.
Like, what is it? Oh, it is an IPA.
Yes, it is. That's right. So today's beer sponsor is Golden Road, and we chose the hazy LA IPA.
I was covering it up too early, but yeah, it's a hazy IPA.
Oh man, that's the.
I'm drinking the same thing.
Of course, of course. And LA's been a little hazy lately, which is nice. Hasn't been in the hundreds.
No.
But really appreciate Golden Road, and this is one of my favorite IPAs they do make. They have several of them, but
it's really good.
This one, yeah, it's a very smooth beer, as we love our smooth beers. And yeah,
it's very smooth.
Very, very smooth, and it's tasty, tasty.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so on to the most interesting thing on Twitter this week.
All right.
All right, here we go. So
I'm excited.
So this week it comes from Mbaku's baby mama, Jamel My Bell, tweeted this, and she wrote, "I know that chicken better not still be in the freezer."
I think I might have heard that before. Whoa!
Is that Grandmama?
Wow. That's a cool robe, though.
Oh, man.
But at a press conference?
Oh, man. Gotta love Cam Newton, man. And his outfits. I mean, he's always dripping, so, I give it up to him. But Scottie...
Last week, you had Conor McGregor, Fitzgerald, whatever. And now you got this. Wow, quarterbacks are... becoming the new wide receiver prima donna.
Oh man, for real. So it's funny.
Dope.
Yeah, that was actually the best one I saw. There's a bunch of people that were tweeting this one out, making their anti jokes. Jamil Hill said, Cam went full anti, never go full anti. I mean, there's a bunch of them out there. But I gotta toss one more out there for Scottie, because
yeah,
man of the hour. There he is, my friend.
This Fook. Look at this Fook.
Oh man!
When he came out like that, you gotta. Oh my God! Seeing him out there looking like that, I had to call Mikey right away, and Mike's like, "What?"
I couldn't believe it, man. This is hilarious. And you gotta give it up to Fitzpatrick. I almost said McGregor. McGregor.
Yeah, I mean, what do they call him? They're calling him something, but yeah.
Oh, Fitzmagic,
McGregor, or whatever. But it's dope. I don't know if he glued in that chest hair, but...
Oh, it's funny you said that, because they were asking him if that was his clothes and his chain, and he said, well, the chest hair is real.
That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said in the press conference when they were asking him about that. They're saying that he was borrowing it from Landry, I believe, who was standing there without his shirt on, just to the right of him at the press conference.
Oh, he borrowed the... no way.
Yeah, so the thing is...
That's dope.
So he said, yeah, I gotta give his chain to the jacket back to him. So this is great. This team is having fun, and we always love when players have fun and don't take the game or themselves too seriously.
Right.
Especially when this man could be out of job in a few weeks, although I don't know, we'll see how that goes.
I think he earned that starting job until he, till they lose or mess up. But, I mean, what does he have, like 1,000 yards passing in 2 games? And, 7 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns? 8, right?
Yeah, he's got 8. He's not as many as
I think he's like the 3rd quarterback to throw for, 400 yards and 4 touchdowns in back-to-back games.
Yeah,
something like
and that's
that.
That's very rare to do that.
To do it once in your career is crazy. To do it twice back to back, come on,
man. We thought it was a fluke.
Yeah, it was a fluke.
So all right, man. So on to our fantasy football form in our first section.
The fa-fa-fo or the fa-fo-fo. The
fa-fa-fo.
Yeah, fee-fi-fo. Yeah.
That is in our house. So what's going on in our house? So with this week we want to toss up how our leagues are looking so far.
Yeah, both our leagues here. It's pretty cool.
So after week 2, the Money League, Scottie and I are both 1-1. We lost, unfortunately, this week in that league. But, and it's crazy. I mean, there's actually, right now it's there's going to be a lot, or it's going to be close anyways in every league because you only had 2 games played. Just like in the our free league that we're doing, NESPN, our auto draft one, Scottie and I are tied, 2-0, and
right,
Conan's, undefeated as well on the other side.
Right, and one of us is not going to be undefeated after this week. We're actually playing each other in that free league this week. So
that's right. We are going to play this week. So
it's going down.
It is. We'll see how that happens. Because I need to put up in the picks, but we'll get to that in a minute. But being 1-1, 2-0, even being 0-2 at this point, like I said, don't pull out the Nikes and start burning them. It's not that time to do it. But now you just gotta start looking to see what players on the waiver wire that you can pick up that will be that difference maker,
or possibly a trade. You see if somebody needs something that you might have to give away your number 1 receiver. If it can give you a decent receiver back and maybe a decent running back to fill a couple voids, you might have to do something like that. I would. It's not really, like Mike said, fire sale, but it's getting close to that.
Yeah, definitely. Even if you're 2-0 and you feel like you've got some tough matchups or whatnot, don't be complacent because you're 2-0 now. That's the worst thing you can do in baseball is, I'm 2-0, I'm good. I'll just, whoever plays.
Right, don't even look at the waiver wire or do all that. Yeah.
Yeah, because, Scott and I are 2-0. If we were 2-0 in both leagues, we would scout on the waiver wire
I picked up like 2 guys, I think, in that 2-0 league. 1 or 2 guys I already picked up that were out there that I felt like I needed to.
All right, so on to our...
Let's get saucy.
Let's get saucy. Are we hot or are we
sauce
mild?
Or mild sauce?
That's right. So the hot and mild for this week, so our first hot for the week is Mr. Kirk Cousins, QB from Minnesota, obviously.
They're home against Buffalo. So that's pretty obvious. I mean, if Joe Flacco can throw 3 touchdowns and not have to play the 4th quarter, guess what? Kirk Cousins can probably throw 8 touchdowns and not have to play the 2nd quarter.
And then on to our mild is Drew Brees. Man, he's just not looking like Drew Brees at all.
No, he looked like Drew Leaves.
That's what we said. Look to the waiver wire. You got to pick up somebody because if Drew Brees keeps playing like this, you're gonna have to sit him at some point.
Yeah.
Can't wait till the bye week for that. So.
You're definitely true on that. He's a mild sauce this week.
Yeah, mild for real. So on to our hot for our running back for this one, and Tevin Coleman. Obviously, Freeman is hurt, so you look at the next man up, right, Scottie?
Yeah, and Tevin was always the 3rd down back, change of pace back, the receiving back, but he's a runner too, for sure. And he's getting twice as many touches as he normally gets, and he's taking advantage of them. And against that New Orleans defense, he might be the start of the week this week.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Because they just are like Swiss cheese out there, man. It's sad. Yeah, definitely sad. Which then takes us to our mild man for our running back for this week, and that is David Johnson. Man, because then really it's not because we're Bears fans, but the Bears defense is
I got one more.
Great.
Mac-tastic.
So stay away from David Johnson. He's just not going to put those numbers up. It really hasn't been anyway. So getting the Bears defense right now is probably the worst thing that can happen to this guy.
Poor quarterback play is why David Johnson's not getting those numbers that he should.
Yep, I agree. All right, so that takes us to our hot sauce for the wide receiver for this week. And Nelson Aguilar, I mean, man, this man, really, you line him up on the slot, and he's been killing it for Philly.
He's stepping up as that number 1 receiver role with Alshon out, and they got several other wide receiver injuries and stuff like that. But he comes in, does his job, and is really doing it. And he's going to get Carson Wentz back this week, and I don't see numbers changing.
If you got this man, you definitely want to start him for sure. Which takes us to our mild sauce, man.
Yeah.
The Raiders.
Yeah, anybody from the Raiders is mild sauce.
Well, that is true. That is true. But they got Amari Cooper. But right now, Amari Cooper is listed as the 16th ranked wide receivers on ESPN.com, and I just don't see if he's a top 20 play this week. Even though Miami's undefeated, so obviously they're doing something right.
Right, and their defense is not getting the credit they should, and they've been beating teams that I didn't think they would, and so I wouldn't start Cooper this week. And Derek Carr, I don't know what's going on with John Gruden in that offense and defense too, all the way around. But yeah, Amari Cooper, anybody from the Raiders, Amari Cooper especially, don't start this week.
Well, it's funny too. Gruden even said in his press conference, right? He says, "Yeah, we need to find a pass rush."
You had the best.
had the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate. Well, let's drink to that.
Yeah,
man, cheers on that
cheers
one.
Again.
Hey, amen.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we'll just leave that at that. Gruden, we don't know what he's doing. So,
right.
So that's our hot and mild sauce for the week. So on to our pigskin pick'em.
Hey.
Oh man! So this week was a bit of a crazy week. We actually had a clear-cut winner, but we'll get to him in a second. The first pick that we want to talk about this week was the Indianapolis Colts over Washington Redskins. There were only two people that picked that win, which really was an impressive pick. That was by Amani, our youngest player in the field, and then by Nikki, our executive producer on the show. And they were the only two pick Indianapolis.
And I love the Colts, and I just didn't think they would pull that one out against the Redskins. But
yeah, I really, I'm a fan of Alex Smith. I thought that he was going to do a lot better than he has so far. And I thought the Redskins was kind of an easy win for them. I didn't even question this pick.
Yeah, that was the one I definitely overlooked myself. Yeah, hey, Andrew Luck's got to get his first win, right?
Right, exactly. And then on to one of the other picks that Amani did along with her older sister Asante, as well as Matt Harris or Walter, depending if you watch Just Jackie or not. They all picked Miami over the Jets, which again, now the Miami's 2-0. They beat Tennessee in week 1 in that rain delay game, and then they beat the Jets in week 2. And I think all of us thought that the Jets were going to continue to play the way they did in week 1.
I thought they would stay hot, but I mean, I guess maybe that's a sign of how bad Detroit is, and and then the work in progress with Darnold. But
yeah, exactly. He's impressive. He still had a good fantasy day for a rookie. He just obviously didn't get the win, which never matters.
Right.
One of the other picks that stood out, which was the Tennessee pick over Houston, which Jesse, our NASCAR correspondent, and then Michael, the gentleman who won this week, the only ones that picked Tennessee beating Houston with.
Yeah, I thought Houston would come back myself, and
they almost did, but to be 0-2, like who would imagine Houston be 0-2 and Miami and Tampa Bay are 2-0? That's what we love about football, man. When this happens,
exactly.
And then we got to call out the pick that Jesse did, that Asante did, and then this man over here, Scottie Tuhati, did. Picking Jacksonville over New England. I mean, man, I thought that New England was going to find a way, man.
They did it.
Yes, they did. But Scott, maybe tell us why, when you looked at that game, why did you pick Jacksonville over New England?
Well, Jacksonville's home, and I just didn't see anything impressive with New England that first week.
That's true.
And actually, the funny part is, last week I picked the Giants to beat Jacksonville. Just because I thought they had too many weapons to handle.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Me too. I picked the Giants to beat Jacksonville.
And I really liked their defense. I really and they play that ball control offense, and the Bears got to the Super Bowl that way. They did it. Jacksonville got to the Super Bowl that way last year, and they're well on their way to doing it again.
And they look like a much better team, which is scary for everybody else on the AFC.
Right? Keenan Cole, a wide receiver there.
Oh, he's looked like a stud ever since Marquise Lee down. He's stepped up in a big way.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so yeah, I mean, Scott, that was an impressive pick. Obviously I didn't pick it, and
it's hard to pick against New England.
It is but now with Josh Gordon over there, that changes everything going forward with the picks, right?
Right. They do it again. They basically low risk, high reward type of thing. 5th rounder for them. I mean, is nothing as long as they don't trade their 7th rounder where they can get a Tom Brady at quarterback. But you know,
That's true,
they have it's low risk, you know, and they threw in the clause if he doesn't play 10 games, they get a seventh rounder back, which they're going to draft the next Tom Brady with,
which they need to.
if they, you know, but you know, and Josh Gordon's playing on pins and needles anyways, walking on eggshells, because if he messes up again, he's out of the league for good.
Yeah,
know?
definitely.
So,
but I think that the culture for New England is what sets themselves apart. Everyone knows you go in, it's do your job, you know, it's next man up, and that's the culture's been set, where, you know, Cleveland is trying to set that culture. They're not there yet, so they really can't handle a situation like Gordon. I mean, he's obviously got, you know...
Yeah, there's only so many times, though. You know, like they gave him every chance, and I give them credit for doing that. That is a great franchise, because there's not too many that would put up with half of what he went through, and even offer him help and realize he needed help and do all that. That did, you know, hands down to Cleveland for taking care of that and doing it the correct way, because I wish every franchise would do something like that, because it's unbelievable that they would actually think more about the player than how they're, you know, it's going to affect their team, you know, and the human being that he is.
You know, that's a really good point, Scottie, because you're right. We've talked a lot about it before football started, that we just wanted the NFL to be concerned more about the player than about the shield, because the players make the shield. And we talked a lot about that. That's a good point. But I think at this point, Cleveland, I think he's doing the right thing, as they did everything they possibly could. Now let's cut our loss, get something for him.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
I'm sure they gave him fair warning. You know, they probably told him, this is it. You know, you any more mess ups, and you know, we have to cut our losses. And he showed up after a promo shoot with a hammy injury, and you know, that was their final straw, and they don't want to have that hovering them. You know, they feel like they're going the right direction, and I think they are, and they just didn't want that cloud over them anymore.
Yeah, I agree. It's the time to cut your loss and get what you can and move
Right.
on. You know, unfortunately, this could be another Randy Moss situation.
Yeah.
You know, with, you know, the Raiders trading away.
When he's in there, he's an elite receiver, without a doubt.
Yeah, he's easy top 5, if not top 10 at the worst.
But he's got to be in there.
Yeah, he's got to play. Got to show up and play, definitely. Yeah. So, you know, great pick, Sally. You know, that one is huge for you. One of the big picks for Matt that kept him in the running all week long was he was actually the only person to choose the Cincinnati win over
Thursday
Baltimore on the
game,
Thursday
yeah.
game, which was an interesting game to watch. You know, definitely enjoyable because it's football. But again, he was the only one to choose it, and that's what sets you apart in these leagues. Is,
right.
You know, when you do these pick'ems, whether it's a week by week or you can do it FanDuel, Yahoo Fantasy has one as well. So there's many ways you can do a weekly pick by pick on these websites, and that's how you're going to set yourself apart and win. And you know, obviously Matt didn't win this week, but picking Baltimore,
he was
or Cincinnati,
knocking on the door. Yeah.
Yep, definitely. And really on to our winner, Michael. You know, he did a great job. There's a few picks that set Michael apart. He chose the San Diego win, the Tennessee win. He was the only person to choose the Tampa Bay win over Philly.
Right, unbelievable.
Which, I mean, we all thought, again, Fitzmagic was a spoof and wasn't going to happen past week one.
It disappeared.
Yeah, you know, just like magic, and he showed up like magic. And really, the biggest pick is Scottie and Michael were tied, and Matt were tied going into that game on Sunday
night game. Yeah.
You know, and Michael's a Dallas fan. Matt's a Giants fan, so it was easy for them to make their picks in that sense if they're choosing with their heart. Where Scottie went with the Giants again, and so did I.
I went with the Giants because they looked better in a loss than
Dallas.
Dallas did.
You're right, and that was kind of my thought. I felt like they of the two teams are bad football teams, and Giants looked better in the loss than Dallas did. Has more weapons, like you said. So that was my choice too.
Yeah, there's no receiving core in Dallas, but yet they outpassed them, right?
Yeah.
I believe, and Tavon Austin, what an unbelievable catch!
Oh, I know,
that was
right?
Beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that they surprised me, and that was a big pick.
Yeah, that was huge. And actually, that's
what
won the week for
technically,
Michael.
yeah.
Because everybody picked Chicago. That was, the top 3 people that were going into that. So, that pretty much was won by Sunday night, which sometimes it happens where it comes down to the Monday night game in a tiebreaker like it did last week. This week it came down to the Sunday night game, and Michael won, so hats off to him.
Yeah.
So as far as, the league league, what we do is we drop the lowest scoring for every week.
Obviously most of our lower scores are in the first week. But either way, they're crossed out. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. But as far as Sky and I, and our weekly picks for the month of September so far, Scottie has 16 wins, and I've got 12 wins. I'm 4 behind, so I've got to look in the next 2 weeks, look for those picks that he's going to choose wrong, and I'm going to choose right, or I'm going to choose nobody else will, because that's the only way I'm going to catch up to him. But hey, he's.
And I got to play it smarter and not try to give my stuff away on this show a little too early.
Hey,
Mike knows, all right, he's leaning this way.
And hey, I got to listen to everything that's going on, right? You got to pay attention, and that's definitely what I do. So that was our Pigskin Picking for the week, which is exciting. So now we're going to get into around the world in sports, and there's obviously a lot going on. But first, I want to get it up to the WNBA and Scottie Too Hottie. Back in July. Oh man, so Scottie did it July 20th. Oh, I'm stopped. Please, let's get excited, man. Give it up to that.
Wow.
Man.
July, I picked them. Can you believe it?
I did, man. I when he said it, I was like, wow, that's a pretty bold pick. And then you stood by it. From then on, you didn't waver on that at all?
No, I wasn't like, I shouldn't have picked them. But they clear cut were the best team, and they deserve to win. And congratulations, Seattle Storm. Really good job. Yeah. I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah, definitely. And both the semifinals went to Game 5s. And we felt like if Deladon hadn't got hurt in the finals, that series could have easily went to Game 5 again. We got your star player that's playing on an injury, and she wasn't making excuses.
Right.
But it is what it was. It was an injury. But it was still exciting to watch. We actually wrote a recap to the WNBA season. That's on our website under articles.
SNMsports.com.
That's right. Check it out on the website. It's under articles. We definitely wanted to get it up to WNBA because it was an exciting season to watch. But the biggest thing with that article was, were you watching? And if you weren't, you need to be watching. And here's why. So definitely check that out. You can get more information.
Yeah.
Because really, if you think about it, the basketball is the only professional sport that is year-round. There's literally 1 week right now where there's no basketball. The final, or 2 weeks, I'm sorry. The finals ended. We got we got this week, and then we go into preseason, in a week with NBA.
Summer leagues, and exactly.
Yep, and actually the WNBA, well, actually the U.S. women's national team.
I see what you're saying. But with basketball, going from the NBA to the WNBA, is that what you're?
Yep, exactly.
I misunderstood you, but I was thinking no matter what, there's always basketball.
Which there really is. Cause really, there's 2 weeks like we're sitting in right now where there's no basketball being played. At a professional level.
Professionally.
Exactly. Otherwise, once NBA starts, then the WNBA, jumps in May, right at the end of the NBA season. WNBA starts while the playoffs are going on, and then that takes you through the summertime, and then the champion's crown on the WNBA. You have 2 weeks until preseason starts. So on to the next one is we talked a lot about social issues, in sports in general, specifically football, because obviously that's come up quite a bit with the kneeling and whatnot. But once again, it's great to be a Bear fan. The Chicago Bears are the first players, aside from Cap, because Cap put $1 million, where his money, where his mouth is, and invested in different charities and whatnot. But as a team, the Chicago Bears is the first team to put $500,000 of their own money out there to different social causes out there in the city of Chicago, and then the team's going to match, NFL is going to match. Which is great.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so it's great to be a Bear fan, right? And they're doing what everybody was saying. Well, what are the players doing? Besides kneeling. Well, here you go. The Chicago Bears are the first one as a team to show you what they're doing. So, man, Scottie, the baseball. This wild card race is pretty much. Well, I shouldn't say that, but most of the division leaders are somewhat set in stone with a week and a half left in baseball. You know, the only one that isn't is the Dodgers and the Rockies. You know, they're fighting for that division spot, and I feel whoever wins that is going to get in. The other one won't. Speaking of hot, I mean,
right.
who's, you know, we're talking about MVPs.
Yes,
you know, Scottie called that months ago again, right?
Before the All-Star break.
Before the All-Star break, Scottie called it, you know, and the man...
And nobody ever calls it MVPs before the All-Star break.
Oh, not at all.
They don't want to look like an idiot.
Well, we don't care about that.
But I look like an idiot, but I am a guru.
Oh, dude, the Seattle Storm, guru status on that. Come on, guys. And then Javi wins MVP. Scottie called it All-Star.
Forget about it. You guys owe me some money.
Gotta put money
or
on
something.
it, right?
Yeah, I don't know how you put money on it. But I guess you got to put money on the Storm, and you would have won.
You would have. That's right. You would have. All right, so then on to the NBA. Oh, man, so big news this week, right, Scottie, with the NBA?
Yeah, Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
We'll see. I mean, it's interesting. I love Jimmy Butler. He's one of the best two-way players.
Yep.
I mean, the Bulls lucked out when they drafted him, and the guy doesn't cease to amaze me. He's a great player. He doesn't get half the credit. Nobody says he's a top 10 player. I think he's a top 10 player easily in this league.
Speaking about another former Bull, Michael Jordan actually gave $1 million of his own money to help the Florence relief. So again, another Chicago great is putting his money where his mouth is, and it's so rare for him to do that. He did it quietly though. Like
dollar bills. Oh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Dollar bills.
That's right. And so, you know, that was great to see. And then, so now we have another GOAT who's decided he's going to do Space Jam 2 with the director of Black Panther, which
That's
is LeBron.
me. No, just kidding.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Dude, man, you almost have breaking news here, man. Wow. That's right. Well, we all know.
I thought you said GOAT, so I just assumed you were talking about me.
Oh, not Billy Goat. Sorry.
You're right. I ain't the curse. Come on, man.
Come on, man. So LeBron, the King James, man.
That's great news.
Yeah, he's going to do Space Jam 2, and then Jamil Hill, who just recently left ESPN, is going to narrate his documentary "Shut Up and Dribble," which I think is a great title, kind of throwing shade to that blonde-haired chick over there. And so, obviously, exciting to see Jamil Hill continue to work because she's a great voice in sports.
It's exciting, you know. This is that time of year, you know, NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB playoffs, you know. It's October is coming up.
It truly is probably the best time of the year, Scottie, for sports. I agree with everything that's going on. And so we're excited to see what happens with all of that. So obviously, you know, every week we're going to bring that to you, what's going on around the world of sports along with fantasy football. But once again, we want to, you know, thank you all for watching.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you all for listening.
Yes.
So folks, we're out there now. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. We're on SoundCloud. We're on Apple News. And we might even add some more podcasts out there just to get the word out for what we're doing.
We're on YouTube, too.
Yeah, that's right. Don't forget about that on YouTube.
But you already knew that.
That's right. Of course. If you ever are wondering, you know, where to find us, SNMsports.com will take you to wherever you want to go. We also have our articles that we post on a weekly basis.
Our podcasts are one click away on there.
That's right.
We got our old past YouTube videos. Everything is on there.
Yep, that's right. Even the articles that are out there, we also did our recap for Week 2 of the NFC North, and we're going to continue to do that article on a weekly basis on what's going on with the NFC North, because obviously that's near and dear to us. You know,
there was only one team that got a win in the NFC North this week. You know who that was?
That's right. Chicago Bears, baby.
The Bears.
The Bears. That's right, folks. So don't forget to follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, on Instagram. And, you know, and once again, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for listening and watching. We appreciate you. And folks, don't forget, go and enjoy some sports this week.
Yeah. Drink a beer, maybe.
Amen. Cheers.
Cheers, my buddy.
Cheers.
Hey, let's go. Mactastic.
And cut!
That was perfect.